And good evening, everybody, on this Thursday evening in our Jamboree. And we've got, we're finally up. For the first time, we're actually getting to do a little bit of a pregame. I'm Tom Boucher, along with David Perkins in this Jamboree. The Bolton and Peabody game ended maybe 5 minutes ago or so. We have 11 minutes and 40 seconds on the clock that is ticking down. And then we'll have our third game where Bolton is going to stay on the field and Menard will come out. But Menard played the first game with Peabody, David, and they actually, we looked really good.
Absolutely. We played Peabody in the very first game, like you said, tonight, and the offense looked tremendous with Michael Henry and Ruben Seastrunk. They were doing most of the offense. Had the ball a couple times, had 2 scoring drives. Was able to actually, cause a couple fumbles, but, we didn't get on them. But they looked good. Defensively, looked okay against the run, but you're going to have to work on the pass a little bit. But, our defensive backs, right now we've got a few key injuries. Cody Lyons being one of them, and he's one of our safeties. So those young guys are getting to get in here and play a little bit and getting that experience, and they'll be able to go back and look at the film and see the kind of things that they did wrong, and it'll just make them better players. It's good that they can get these young guys on the field right now and get ready for this opening game next week.
We had freshman DBs in the back, and Menard had taken a 14-8 lead with very little time on the clock. And, in fact, was it 20 seconds or something like that on the clock, maybe one play. And we had the quarterback roll out to the far side of the field, and he stopped and squared his shoulders, threw it across the field to the near side. It was caught at the 10, and the receiver had slipped behind the two young defensive backs and scored the touchdown. They were not able to recover fast enough to be able to get the tackle, and they ran it in, but they missed the extra point, and that's how we ended up with the 14-14 tie. And we talked about it. That little freshman, he was upset with himself, Nate Matthews, and you could see a sophomore.
Yes.
But you could see him shaking his head, and but the big thing was, hey, you're young, you're just getting out there. Shake that off. Let's come back for the next play. He's got another game now. He can make it up and make that a learning opportunity.
And it will be a learning opportunity. And when the Eagles went back into the field house after this game, they're going to go back there in their film room, and the coaches are going to get up there on the boards, and they're going to draw up all those things that they've done wrong. Coach that coachable situation at the time of the game. That is, you got to know how much time's on the clock. You got to know what you can give up at that time. And at that point of a game, you can give up some stuff, but you just can't allow a receiver to get behind you, at that point of the game. And he'll grow up for it, and he'll be a better person for it. And like we said, you got to forget about that play, because the next play was the most important play of the game, and that was stopping them and just, keeping the game at a tie. And there was 5 seconds left, and you saw the Peabody kicked off to Gavin Hilton, and he was within one guy running that ball back. So, you got to play every single play until there's zeros on that clock, because anything can happen at any time of the game, no matter what that clock says. You can have one tick. That's all you need is one tick. And so right now the Eagles are warming up, and Bolton also is warming up, and we're getting ready for Bolton. Peabody, Bolton, they couldn't score on Peabody. We drove the ball up and down the field on them. They did stop Peabody, and, we didn't stop them too well. So this should be a pretty good little contest right here. Probably going to get about the same kind of athletes for Bolton as we had for Peabody. So it's going to be a good game for the Eagles to, last little scrimmage before we start first game next week.
Well, then Ryan Hicks made both of his extra points. They were straight down the middle. He's out practicing. He's got the ball at the 30-yard line, kicking field goals, and actually split the uprights on his last kick, and he's about to make another one right here. And, it is way to the right-hand side, but that ball looked like it was over the crossbar. It made it past the crossbar. It looked like it was in between the two bars.
Yeah, he's
and
kicking
it would have been good.
About a 40-yard field goal. He's kicking it from the numbers, and obviously you will never kick a field goal
from way over
from
there.
That angle,
right.
But it just tells you what kind of a kicker he is.
That's
to be able to hit it at that angle. So,
why not? Because he'll mainly, if he's kicking from, he's going to be kicking from the hash, and that's about another 4 or 5 yards over.
Or more than that.
So, down to the numbers.
And he's got a great leg, and maybe one of these 10 games fixing to come up.
We get to see one.
We get to see one.
You know, there's a real bright spots, I think, that Coach Justin Charles and his coaching staff can come away from the scrimmage last week and the first game this one, and depending on what they do here, feeling really good about the opportunity for quite a few W's, you know, this season for the way that they're playing and for the future, because this is a young football team. You know, not a whole lot of seniors on this ball club. As you look up and down the roster, I mean, on the right-hand side, I'm seeing 2 seniors on the right-hand side, and I got 3 seniors on the left-hand side out of a good, you know, 40, 50 players.
Exactly. Yes.
So that's a real positive.
Absolutely. And, you know, we struggled a little bit last year, you know, offensively. So if the first 2 scrimmages here are any indication of what we're going to do the rest of the year, we're in for an exciting year, offensively especially.
Well, just real quick, we got 1:20, and we're going to take a commercial break. But take a look up on the right-hand side of your screen. For those of you who've been on before, you've seen them. Those are our sponsors up there, and we're grateful to have them. Edward Jones, you saw Red River Bank, you see Valex, you see the Wilder Group, Insight Audio and Video, Duncan's Pest Control. A lot of these folks are Menard graduates. Eddie and I graduated together, Duncan's Pest Control, back in 1983. We'll celebrate our 40th next year.
Wow.
And then we've got Giles. We've got Rusty Wilder with the Wilder Group. He was 2 years behind me, so he was an 85 graduate. So lots of folks who are sponsoring us, and you'll see it all throughout the game up on the right-hand side of your screen. We're going to go to a sponsor board right now and a commercial with music that David will play, and we'll be back right after this. And we're back live here in the Eagles Nest as we're getting ready to kick off. David, take a look. I want to try to move the camera a little bit and show the skies and how dark it is getting. They may try to get this one going. Hopefully we don't have any, I don't even want to say it, but you know what I'm talking about. There's usually a 30-minute delay when it happens.
Absolutely.
And knock on wood, we don't want that to happen. But we've got 12 minutes on the clock. The teams are coming out. Bolton in the blue, Menard in the green. Menard will kick off. So you're going to see Ryan Hicks, number 30, with his left-footed kick. And we'll see if we can get this going. We've got a scoreboard up at the top. You've got the sponsors rolling at the far right, Wallace Eye Surgery. Wallace Eye Surgery, we want to thank them for sponsoring the school board, our school board sponsor. And, of course, keep your eye on it. Please support our sponsors. You know, Duncan's Pest Control, they've been spraying my house for 32 years since the beginning. And here's the kickoff, hauled in at around the 4-yard line, waiting on his wall to set up. He's going to try to go to the right-hand side, and he's hit and taken down at about the 21-yard line. And we'll try to zoom in a little bit.
That's Carson Harrison on that tackle.
I'll tell you what, we called Carson's name quite a bit, David, in that last in the first game, I should say. He did a really nice job, number 14, of recognizing the pass, whether it was all the way in the flats or just right, quick pass, a little stop and turn. And he was rushing and wrapping up at the ankles, right at the point of the catch.
Absolutely. And he's out there playing left corner right now, getting a little time in there. Carson's a really good player. You can see he's matched up man on man right now.
You can see Nate Lewis, number 15. We were talking about him in the pregame. He's in the on the backside. Jaden Lewis, number 16, is matched up here on the far side receiver. The handoff up the middle. Dusang almost had him, broke the tackle, and he's going to be brought down inside the 5-yard line as the Eagles stayed on him. That was at number 4 on the no, is that a 4 or 0? No, there is no 0. Was that Matt Kirk, maybe?
Deuce
Who
Kirk,
was that?
84 Deuce Kirk, but I think that was Drake Aldridge in on that play. But Braylon Dusang broke it up at first, and the running back was in trouble from the get-go. So
who's the guy with the hand on his hips on the other
that's
side
9.
of Dusang?
That's
Number
John
9?
Tavius Hargrove.
Okay, Hargrove finished him off inside the 5 after Dusang had him, and he slipped out of Dusang's grasp, and then Hargrove finished him off.
About a 16-yard loss there, Tom.
Yeah. So it sets up a second down and extremely long. The Bears in the shotgun. He's standing in his own end zone, as you can see him. He's going to hand it off. They're going to try the right side. He's going to get around the right side, but not for much as they come in and make the stop right at the line of scrimmage, maybe a yard or two on the gain. We'll see where they place it. They're going to – looks like they're at the 5-yard line where they're marking it. And that would be no gain at all, basically, or half a yard at best.
Yeah, the Eagles are really strong in the front 7 with the 4 down guys and the 3 linebackers. It's probably going to be tough to run on those Eagles this year. You can see right now, number 32 is a freshman. He's getting to play tonight. That's Jacob Janice, and he's in there with those other linebackers, Cooper Scott and David Roberts. So he's getting some valuable time right now, and he's going to be a good player.
So we got the opportunity here. He's looking to pass. He's rolling out. He's throwing it now. Intercepted by number 33. That is Cooper Scott with the interception deep in Bear territory. Kind of thought he might have been past the line of scrimmage when he threw the ball, but no flag on the play. So great job by the defense to come up big with the turnover.
Initially, the quarterback dropped back, got some pressure, so he took off, but he had Dave Roberts. Dave Roberts was in his line right there. It looked like the quarterback was going to run the ball, but he saw David, so he decided he was going to throw it, and he threw it right to Cooper. So the Eagles are going to come up with great field position. They get the turnover. They'll have the ball on the Bolton 25-yard line, so we got to make this hurt.
Make it hurt. We got Michael Henry, number 8, as your starting quarterback. Here's Cooper Scott, who just made the interception as the fullback in front of Seastrunk, and he's going to lead the charge. Seastrunk up the middle, got a hole. He's breaking tackles inside the 10 on this Red River Bank Red Zone Drive. We want to thank Red River Bank for being our sponsor as Seastrunk just took it inside the 20 and entered the red zone. They're going to go quick. We'll go back to the action. Thanks, Red River Bank. Here is under center, back to Seastrunk. He was hit, and they're going to little flag on the play. So they tried to go a little quick. Maybe we'll see if the defense jumped. But they probably would have let the play run if that would have been the case.
On Bolton.
There it is.
And you're right. If it's all sides on Bolton, well, no, that's they have the encroachment now. So if you line up all sides, they're going to stop the play. But just a carryover from the first game against Peabody, Reuben just up the middle. Great blocking by the Eagles. And, he just went for about 15, 20 yards right there. It's just a carryover from the Peabody game. So let's see if it's the Reuben show right here.
And here's the pitch. Oh, he can't handle it. He's got to jump on it. Just get on it. He's going to be taken down. A big loss on the play out to about should be the 15 or 16. We'll see where they mark it. But you could see it. Oh, you could have seen it. I zoomed in a little bit. I was gonna do it, but then I started watching. All right.
Just a simple little sweep right there. Michael, Reuben's got to handle that right there. He's a little winded, but you got to handle that ball right there. And the Eagles are going to lose some, so it's going to be 2nd and goal from about the 15-yard line. So let's see what the Eagles maybe want to put the ball in the air right here. Watch for number 12 right there, Gavin Hilton.
9:04. Number 16, Lewis, now going to split over and go to the other side, the far side of the field. Gavin Hilton on the near side. Everybody looking over. Cooper Scott still in the game. Looks like he's going to line up right behind the tackle, looking like they're going to pitch it again, maybe run the same play. The handoff, but he's going to follow Cooper. Nice job by the Bears to come in and hit him. He's going to pick up a couple of yards, call it 3, and it'll set up 3rd down and goal from the 12. Let's see if they can get somebody open and let Henry throw the ball a little bit.
Yeah, Cooper was in there. He's just blocking right there. He's going to kick out the outside linebacker, and they were going to try to hit Ruben up in there in the middle, but we missed the Mike linebacker, and he made the tackle.
Brock Bordelon, number 50, the center. He was your center all year long last year, 58 in the game. That is David West. He is on the offensive line. They fake the handoff. He's got a man, no opening. He breaks the tackle, cuts it inside the 10. Michael doing a nice job of avoiding the tackle in the backfield. Like flag on a play, like David said, we'll see what that's all about. It might have been a little hold by the defense. We're going to have an injured Bear on the carpet. We'll take a break, David. Let's see if we can get our first commercial to run. And I think
it all started with a
We
sketch on a napkin. An idea created by 2 walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
And we're back live. The player walking off on his own off to the side there. The Eagles at 7:54 left. Michael Henry looking to his left, coming back to the right. He's got a man open if he can see him, and he's in the back of the end zone. Oh man, doggone it. I'm watching the game. I got to watch the screen. Okay, so 4th down and goal from the 17. Are we going to see Hicks? There he is, running out. Just what we talked about a little bit in the pregame.
Pretty long field goal coming up right here. But on that particular play, great blocking by the offensive line. Gage Ozer out there, one of them. Michael just sitting in the pocket. Had a guy coming across the middle open first, but he decided to go to the other guy who actually was open and almost caught her in the back of the end zone. So we're going to be going for about a 34-yard field goal for Hicks with Drake Aldridge holding.
So, David, usually here's the snap. The kick is up.
He missed it.
And he hooked it a little bit. So no good. So we still have a 0-0 score. Bolton will take over at their own 17-yard line. We'll keep it here for now. We ran a couple of commercials during that injury timeout. You got to see some of our sponsorships that actually will have commercials to run within the span of a whole ball game. And then, of course, we have our sponsor boards that you'll see. The likes of John Wolf, financial advisor with Edward Jones, with Duncan's, the Wilder Group, Red River Bank, Insight Audio. They're giving us the opportunity to have a hot spot on away games and for the coaches shows. Which, by the way, the coaches show will be at 6 o'clock. The Menard Eagles Nest coaches show with head coach Justin Charles Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. We'll get the link out on Facebook and put it out there and ask people to share it as much as possible so everybody have a chance to tune in. Here's the quick pass out into the flats, taking it out to the right-hand side, taken down by Jaden Lewis and a couple others, Eagles, and big gain on the first down play.
Jaden played that really well. Just a wide halfback screen out there. So he had the wide receiver coming out there to block on him, but he was able to shed that block and come up and make the tackle for about a 5-yard gain. Good job.
Somebody telling you that they're listening to you?
Exactly. That's the assistant principal. Hey, Ms. Laura Davis, appreciate you supporting us and watching us and taking care of that little eagle, Miss Emma Davis.
There you go. There's the handoff up the middle. Oh, he was hit behind the line of scrimmage, and the Eagles are going to stack him up. That'll be a loss. Let's see if he made it back to the line of scrimmage. They're going to say that he did. It'll be 3rd down and still about 5-6 yards for the first down with 6:41 and running. She's probably saying, about time y'all got on the air at the right time.
Well, normally she'd be here at the game, but her daughter, who's a 8th grader here, she had some surgery in Baton Rouge yesterday, so she's at home watching us.
Thank you for tuning in, and everybody else who's tuning in on Boxcast or YouTube. 446 Sports is who we are. Here's a pass going down on the far side of the field. It is caught. Big first down play. They gave them a lot of room on that 3rd down play. They picked it up all the way down to about the Bear 42 as the clock continues to run. One of the things I was saying, David, is the improvement for football teams that occurs between week 0 and week 1 or week 1 and 2, depending on how you look at it. And, of course, last week with the scrimmage, now the Jamboree. Of course, we probably will see a lot more improvement next week. But you can already see the improvement from last week to this week with the offense and the defense.
There's no doubt about it. And the Eagles are going to be able to play with a lot more players this year than last year. You got like these young guys, and they're developing, and they're going to develop right here before our eyes. And as we get to week 4, 5, and 6, 7, and 8, those guys are just going to get better. And then the more they can play now, when they're some of them sophomores, juniors, it's just going to make the team better. It's going to make themselves better. So just glad to see a bunch of these guys getting to play. And then next week we're going to get back some key starters also. We got about 3 key starters that didn't play last week and didn't play this week. Obviously, you don't want to aggravate an injury in a scrimmage or the Jamboree.
And on that note, we're going to take a break for the official water break brought to you by John Wolf. Official water break. John Wolf, Edward Jones. Hit it. And we're back. Here they are looking to pass the Bears. He's got a man, and he's wide open on the sideline, taking it down the sideline, stepped out of bounds, probably down around the 30-yard line of the Eagles. And that far side of the field's been open on this drive for the Bears.
That's Carter. Looks like that was Marcantel out there on the coverage, but he just backed off too much right there and just gave the guy too much room. He did come up and make the tackle, but a big play for the Bears.
So you can see the Bears are on the Eagle 32-yard line. And, you know, when you look at you were talking about the improvement from one first week to the next. And for us, the improvement occurs on the school board and the video and everything else. Here's a fake handoff. Fumble, ball's on the ground.
Eagles own it.
And the Eagles have the recovery. Number 56.
They're going to get that.
They're going to give it back?
They're going to get the Eagles on a.
Well,
the Eagles are going to get penalized 15 right here.
Well, I'm not sure.
I think they're going to keep the ball, though.
Well, they should, based on the new rule change. But
what happened? I think it was Dave Roberts on the tackle. Nice hit right there to cause the fumble. But his helmet came off, and he stood up kind of over the guy. I don't think because I know David. He's not the type guy that would do that. But he kind of stood up over the guy, and they threw the penalty on that.
Okay.
You can see right there.
The personal foul penalty. Well, yeah, that's good because I was going to say it was a legal tackle even though he ripped him down backwards and kind of flipped him over. Quarterback, glad to see that he got up and walked off. He was a little slow in getting off. But the penalty occurring after the dead ball foul, Eagles will hang on to it. And one of the rule changes, I believe, they will mark it off 15 yards, and it'll be 1st and 10 from where they finish, as opposed to maybe 1st and 10 from there and having to go back 15.
1st and 25, yeah. That's an old school thing. So it'll be 1st and 10. But a nice play there for the defense to get the turnover. But the Eagles are going to have to work on the penalties and the turnovers this year. To be a great team, you've got to minimize the penalties. And obviously, you've got to minimize the turnovers.
Well, and with how young they are, too, David, in this learning phase, if they can get the mental game and the mental aspect down, that's going to help them tremendously, depending on if you're not scoring a lot of points. You can't give up great plays that take you away from the opportunity to have.
Exactly, and I should have said three things, and the third thing is big plays, and that's always been a staple of the Eagles. You know, when I'm coaching, when I was a player here, the one thing the coaches always preached was just don't give up big plays and make the team just drive the ball to beat you, and that's the kind of football we want to play right here. One of the Bolton Bears is, I think he's cramping over there, so, you know, it's that time of the year. But kind of lucky, though, with the temperatures. It's not that hot. It's kind of muggy out here. And did I dare say, Tom, is the rain going around?
Pardon? Did Father say a special prayer?
I think he did. Father Bill, thank you.
Let's take a quick commercial break. We're going to run this spot, and you can
The fine folks at BK Distributors want to thank all the educators for weathering the storms, so to speak, through 2020 and beyond. Thank you for your dedication to our children. The end of the school year awards are now available. Any type of award, trophies, banners, plaques, they do it all at BK Distributors. So with school almost out, that means summer leagues are in full swing. New items, same great prices, and fast turnaround. BK Distributors, Highway 20 in East Pineville behind Arby's.
And we are back. The Bolton Bear able to get up and walk off the field. I want to give a big shout out to Joe Herron, the athletic director, and Coach James D'Artes, the head coach of the Bolton Bears. Gave them a call this week and had the opportunity to ask them to give us some information about the Bears. Here's a handoff, a nice job. That looks like it was Gavin Hilton with the handoff straight up the middle. Had hit the hole quickly and picked up a good 7 yards or so.
Good little gain.
Yeah, all the way out to, they're going to mark it at about the 35-yard line. And we got little time. See where they're going to end up.
Looks like a flag on the Eagles again.
Oh, sure enough.
Tom, I talked too early. I see the umbrellas popping up.
Uh-oh, little sprinkle. 5:26 to go.
The Eagles have to work on these penalties. Work on these penalties.
So just to kind of finish that thought, I asked them to kind of give us a little something so we could talk about the Bears. It is a jamboree. I know we are the voice of the Eagles, and we will talk a lot about the Eagles, and we're not apologizing for that. But for the folks in the Bolton Bears, I know they shared the link. Coach D'Artes says that they're looking forward to having a very successful season. They are anchored by 11 seniors this year, highlighted by our two blue-gray All-Americans, Jalen Welsh and Aaron Obey. Other guys have worked extremely hard all off-season and through the summer months in preparation for this year. Our guys are bigger, faster, stronger, and more disciplined than ever before. We're going to come back into play, and while we're watching the play, looks like Gavin is still back there. They're giving Seastrunk a rest. He's got a hole. And he's going to pick up a lot of yardage, but not all of it from the penalty. And you can see 15 excited about the hit. It's going to be 3rd down and 9, we'll call it, from the Eagle 18-yard line. He talks about the entire team feels that they have a chip on their shoulders with something to prove, and they're really excited for the season and ready to let all their hard work, time, and effort come together and pay off for them, and you hope they do. The Bolton Bears, what they 2A?
Bolton's
No,
3A.
are they 3A?
Yes.
They stayed there. So there's a fake handoff rolling out.
He's
Is
got it
Henry?
deep.
He's got a man open.
He's there.
There's the catch. Nicely done, and I was able to follow that one too. Jaden Lewis connected, and a big first down with 4:32 to go. Let's see if they can make something happen on this drive and eat the clock up. I know the fans with the umbrellas up are saying, let's eat that clock.
Eat the clock up, run the ball, and see if Ryan Hicks
and
can
beat
win
the
game.
rain.
Nice play right there. Nice play call. Again, Michael rolling out, hits Jalen Lewis on the sidelines, first down, and he had Cutter Knowles, freshman there. He was breaking open deep, so we might want to go back to that play here in a little while.
2 receivers, one to the near side, one to the far. We have one slot receiver, and we got Henry in the shotgun, going to hand it off. Gavin, stacked up by the defensive lineman who had gotten penetration on Cooper Brown, number 57, and was able to wrap him up and drop him for a loss. We got another bear down. This may be cramps coming into play.
Cramps, and you're going to see that a lot here at the first of the year.
And that's one reason why we had the official water break. The officials get it. Usually it's 6 minutes into, and it's not exact because if a play is going on, they're not going to take a break. And they'll let the play run out, so even it could be at 5:45 or whatever.
And they'll do that each quarter for at least the first month of the season.
Yeah, in fact, they said it was going to go through September and maybe even in October, and they can make that ruling depending on what happens with the temperatures,
right?
If it stays hot. I was going to say take a break, but we could talk a little bit about everything. I know we had a little trouble coming on. But one of the things is Turner Teleco was here, and they got us hooked up with internet here. We're actually doing this from a hard line, which is fantastic, with an Ethernet line, and we've got some great power coming in and going out as far as our signal, and thankfully for them. But the computer just wasn't matching up with everything. Gavin is breaking tackles and hauling all the way down. It's a huge pickup, almost 10 yards, depending on where they mark it. It'll be 3rd down and short for the Eagles. They mark it at the 42. As you can see the line judge there, 3rd and short, maybe 3.
I'll tell you, Tom, with Gavin back there and with Ruben, they're contrast each other. But, man, with Ruben with power and speed, and you come back with Hilton, he's a smaller player, but very slick kind of a runner. As you saw right there, he did a complete 360, broke the tackle, ended up getting about 8 or 9 yards.
And it looks like we're going to pick up a first down, a flag on the play, and the way the ref was standing meant he was going to walk in the proper direction. 15-yard penalty for unsportsmanlike conduct. That'll move the ball with 3:16 on the clock. Let's see. I let the clock run out. It's hard to manage the clock and the scoreboard and the downs and all that. If we get a producer, we'll be able to do all that. We have that opportunity with the way we have things set up. So really excited about the opportunity that we have this year to bring these live stream broadcasts, and with the scoreboards that you're seeing and everything else. Hopefully one day we'll have everything running at tip-top shape. But we're getting better each and every week. Here's Henry under center, hands it off to Gavin. Gavin's just following his line. Great job hanging on to the football as they were trying to strip it from him. And then he fell over another player and picked up another couple of yards.
Yeah, he probably maybe 9 right there, about 9 yards. Just keep running it, run the clock. How much time? 2:52 and running?
Yeah, it's set up 2nd down. We'll call it 2nd and 2 as they are inside the 35-yard line.
Tom, I'd love to see if this was a whole game, because you can look at Bolton right now. They are gassed, and the Eagles are just coming right at them.
The Eagles got the opportunity to have a break. Bolton played, against Peabody last last quarter, so to speak, and then came back-to-back. So they're playing like a whole first half. For them.
Right. So Peabody played back-to-back, and Bolton's playing back-to-back, and the Eagles, we're at the Eagles' nest.
Well, that's when you're the host team.
We take a little break, and we're going to come play the primetime game.
You open and close.
Absolutely.
And we got to say, we did have a 4th team,
we did.
That was supposed to be here, but they had to back out.
Yeah.
And that kind of changed our schedule up, because originally we were supposed to start the first game at 5. Here's Henry under center with
like a
I
penalty.
formation. And a penalty. I didn't see us moving at all, but they're stopping it before play, so we'll see.
We got encroachment right here, maybe, and we will.
Yep. So they'll bump it another 5 yards. It'll be 1st down and 5 as they approach the 25-yard line, getting close to that red zone inside the 20.
Just let our audience know, if the defense lines up off sides, there's going to be no play, and they're just going to get penalized 5 yards.
Yep. And you don't have to have contact either.
No contact.
Here's Henry under center again in that eye behind him. The Seastrunk back in the game now after getting a little bit of a rest, and he drives it all the way down to the 19-yard line, and it's going to set up a 2nd down and 1. Got to say thanks to Chuck Perkins.
Absolutely.
Chuck is the producer for Doug Gann, 446 Sports, and over at the Ash, whenever they get going, they're going to be playing tomorrow again, in a Jamboree. I think over at Pineville, if I'm not mistaken, or are they hosting one?
Yeah, they are.
Here's Seastrunk to the outside, got past the tackle, and now we got another Bolton Bear cramping up over there, calling for help with 1:14 to go. But Seastrunk picked up the 1st down. And he is inside the Red River red zone. As we enter the Red River red zone, want to thank Red River, your hometown banking and Louisiana community bank, as they now have offices all across the state of Louisiana, opening up in Lafayette and New Orleans to complete the setup in all of the major towns, in and around Louisiana. They do a great job locally. In fact, we're founded here locally by Blake Shotlane, who's now president and CEO. And I got to say, I didn't say this last week, but Leanne Purvis, the marketing director, contacting her and visiting with her and agreeing to do the sponsorship and help us out here. The Red River Bank red zone, as the Eagles are down inside the 20 to about the 16-yard line. We'll go back to the video, but she has been fantastic the whole time, working with her, getting the logos right, and making sure that we do everything right by Red River Bank. So we thank them for being a sponsor. Henry under center, and he's going to hand it off. Oh, he fakes it. He's got a man open. That's Cooper Scott, but he's going to go deep in the end zone. Wide open, touchdown, Eagles! What a beautiful pass by Henry.
Gavin Hilton.
As Gavin Hilton got behind the Bolton Bears, and Henry laid it up over the 2 defenders.
No, I'm sorry, Tom. That's Cutter Knowles.
Cutter, the freshman.
Number 10, freshman.
And he
what a catch.
Made the catch coming off his feet, catching it at the apex of his jump. And man, what a catch to score the touchdown. But we've got a penalty on the Eagles.
Let's see if this counts. Or maybe not. I'm not sure.
I don't think it will. They're calling illegal man downfield. The lineman maybe downfield because they faked the handoff. That's interesting because we were at the officials. They did a little thing for the media, and they talked about that you're rarely going to see that play or that called with the lineman downfield, especially if you're doing the RPO stuff. But in this case, it wasn't really an RPO because he was under center. Usually the RPOs, they're in the shotgun and faking handoffs and all that. And the linemen, they're blocking to fake the run. And it used to be they stepped 2 or 3 yards downfield, it was over. Now it's got to be a blatant thing where they're 10 yards or more downfield or something.
And he got a lot of time right there. And, when the quarterback has a lot of time right there and he's out of the pocket, sometimes you tend to think that he's going to take off, and that's how those linemen get downfield. But it's absolutely great pass.
It was.
Great catch, So, that's very encouraging.
It was right on the money, and boy, lofted over the 2 defenders. Seastrunk with the football going up the middle, stacked up. Nice play by the Bolton Bear there. Clock is under a minute, and we've got
here
there's
we go.
a flag.
Flags flying everywhere.
They would not let Seastrunk loose. I'll bet you it's 15 yards against the Bears. There's another one. And that's usually somebody mouthing off to an official.
I'm going to tell you right now, Tom.
You hate to see that at a Jamboree.
Absolutely. And I'm going to tell you right now, if some of this is on the Eagles, those coaches are going to be very upset at this point in the game. And you got 48 seconds left. You're in field goal range.
There's probably going to be some extra running to do, if it does fall. It looks like they're pointing toward the Eagles, at least for one of them.
It could be offsetting penalties, so let's. They're talking it over.
That second
let's
one
see.
sure looked like it was against the Bears because I didn't see any green jerseys over there by the ref that threw the flag. So we'll see what we got. We'll keep it here with 48 seconds left, a tie score at 0, and see where they mark it off. Here comes the white hat.
Let's see. No one's moving the football yet.
Dead ball foul against the Eagles. Unsportsmanlike. So offsetting. We'll redo the play. Oh, so we had a third one
And they're
that
going to
went
probably
against
mark
the
that
Eagles.
one off.
Yep. The first two will knock each other out, and then the third one will count, or the second one against us will count. The interesting thing, though, were they on the same player? If so, then that's 2 against the player, and that would mean he'd have to sit out in the first game, wouldn't he?
I think that's a college rule, but unless he's thrown out of the game.
Oh, that's true. Okay.
But let's see. Usually if there's multiple penalties, and they are going to mark it off. So this is just, that's just 2 penalties in a row. We got the illegal man down the field, then we get this play. We're in field goal range. You got a chance to win the game, and you're getting just crucial penalties on you when you just get out there and just be quiet.
And that was a first down, a play. Now we're back to first down because of the penalty was taken. Although that was kind of an after the play. It should be second down, shouldn't it?
I think it's after the play, so –
well,
they are saying first down, but it's first and forever.
Yeah. The original line of scrimmage is back
right
around
now,
the 16.
16-yard line. The thing right now is just getting Ryan Hicks's range for a field goal.
Well, they're running the clock. I don't know if the coaches know it yet, but it's 38 seconds, and they sure are taking their time. They hadn't even blown it in
I
yet.
don't even think they know it's running.
Not yet. I think they're going to see some upset. 27 seconds now. They've lost a good 12 seconds. They're looking to pass.
All sides.
That's encroachment. It looks like they. It looked like the line judge was putting her hands on her hips. 23 is, holding his hands out.
We'll get 5 of it back, which is big right here because we're on the 38-yard line, so that would be 33. About
the big thing though is
still a 50-yard field goal, but we need about 20 yards.
And you got 20 seconds now.
That's another thing.
You got to watch when they blow it in. They better be ready to play. They can't be calling a play in from the sidelines. It's 18. Everybody's got to get up and run. 15, 12, 10. If they don't hurry up, this may be the last play. Here's the pass.
Play. This is the last play.
It's definitely going to be the last play. He's got to go into the end zone. Henry, he's not going to get it off.
That's the game.
And that's the ball game as time runs out. I'm not sure the coaches really realized at the time that the clock was running so much.
That's going to do it.
So we'll pull this back. We're going to end this Jamboree with a 0-0 tie. I believe that's how the second game actually ended, was 0-0 with Bolton and Peabody. So 0-0. I'm sure, they had such a good ball game going, up until that series of plays.
Absolutely.
And it was just like the last minute.
Yes. In the first scrimmage and the 2 games we saw tonight, no one has really stopped our offense except us on penalties, turnovers. That's the main things you got to work on right here, especially toward the end of the game. You've got to be disciplined enough to not get those type penalties, especially it's bad anytime, but in that situation. But the Eagles will take it as a learning experience, and coaches have some coachable moments now, and you can bet here just about 10 minutes when they get in that locker room right now, they're fixing to get probably an earful from Coach Charles and maybe some of the other coaches. But on a better note right here, good showing by the Eagles, especially offensively, and just ready for some great things from the Eagles this year.
We're going to take a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back to wrap things up.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, Look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
It all started with a sketch on a napkin. An idea created by two walk-on bench warmers. And after 10 years of hard work and perseverance to turn their dream into a reality, it's the #1 sports bar in America.
Welcome to Walk On.
Walk-ons, because everyone needs a little playing time.
Now we're back to us and in the press box cam, and got to see some commercials, so that improvement really occurred, on this portion of the computer. You did a great job. You did a great job last week and this week, and I got to catch up. I don't
know about all that.
but it was so great to be able to be on for a pregame. Next week starts the regular season, David.
Absolutely.
They've got a lot to work with.
So they'll go watch this film, and they've already been getting ready for St. Fred's, so they've been watching film on St. Fred's. So they'll go and look and see what they need to work on from this game, and then they'll just totally be watching the St. Fred's game and putting their game plan in, probably starting tonight. And they'll put that game plan in, and they'll present it to the team here in the next day or two, and looking for a great game, because St. Fred's is a good team. Remember, well, you actually wasn't there last year.
I missed that game,
You missed that game. They've got a great running back, and he was a sophomore last year, so he's a junior this year, and he probably had 200 yards on us last year. So we're going to have our word cut out.
And that was at St. Fred's.
We're
on the road this week. We actually have 2 home games in a row that we have St. Fred's coming in. It will be actually a week from tonight at 7 o'clock, September the 1st, which is Thursday night. I guess, and also that's works out great for the coaches and players, with it being Labor Day weekend. You get the extra day, and then you get the Monday afterwards.
But they won't be taking the
No, they'll be working.
They'll be working. But what it does is week 2 we play Pineville.
Yep.
So
here at the Eagles Nest.
At the Eagles Nest, and so this is going to give those coaches a chance on Friday night to go watch Pineville play and get a little scouting in.
Yeah, I forgot, but on the old scene that we had last week, I had the schedule that we could pull up. I'm going to get that on there for next week and the rest of the season, so we'll be able to pull it up when we want to. And then we've got the commercials, and we've got our sponsor boards. Again, our sponsors, you can see them: Wilder Real Estate. You've got Edward Jones with John Wolf, Red River Bank, Insight Audio and Video, and then Duncan's Pest Control joined us this week. This is his first week. So we want to thank all of them, along with the ones that you saw: Walk-Ons, Wallace Eye Center, Valex, Federal Credit Union, BK Distributors, and then also 446 Sports. Doug Gann, the owner of 446 Sports, we joined him this year to do the live broadcast, and Chuck Perkins helped us out a lot. IT guy here, Justin, was great in helping us get on for the first game. So, words of wisdom, a lot to take in and be positive about. Fix the penalties, and if we fix the penalties, we actually can improve even that much more. I mean, we would have had a touchdown
Absolutely.
right there.
Absolutely. So that and the turnovers, and I think we're going to be fine this year. You know, we're in the new district, you know, so we don't have to worry about Manny and Red River. You know, those some of the top teams in the state.
Isn't that the truth?
So, and you know, we've got a non-district schedule where we're playing 4 Catholic schools this year.
I really think that's a great idea.
I like that.
You know, you play the Catholic schools in and around our area. Opelousas Catholic, Sacred Heart Catholic Church. You've got St. Fred's and St. Mary's.
Yep, that's
you
the
know,
4.
I mean, that's just a fantastic way to have a little. It's almost like having a non-district Catholic league.
It is.
You know, to be able to play.
Kind of like the New Orleans Catholic League, but it just makes for a great atmosphere and great football. And usually when you get 2 Catholic schools together, it's really a physical game. You know, because that's the way Catholic schools play. You know, they don't always have the great athletes. So, you know, you're more in line to play as a team and that team concept. But you know, you usually got like really tough defenses, and it's always it's a physical. It's a black and blue game, believe me.
Definitely. Look, and we'll get a couple of shots of the field down there. That's one thing that did improve, David, is in this game I got a little bit better being able to follow the plays while talking.
Yep.
But
and my son Christian, who's critiquing us, you know, he's saying we're doing a good job. So
that's awesome.
If he's telling us that, we must be doing a good job.
And guess what? That's all the way from Virginia.
He is stationed in Virginia, but right now he's training in Pensacola, Florida, so he's a little closer to us.
That's right.
But he's one of our big supporters, and when he does go back to Virginia, he'll be watching us, so we're glad for Christian.
I'll share with you that well over 400 views for a scrimmage last week. Yep. Not sure what we have this week, and unfortunately having the little delays of getting on will hurt us, you know, in terms of views because people get frustrated. Maybe they came back. I hope so. All of the links that we pushed out there on social media, maybe they came back for this game, and we were on and kept them. But we had 16 states that watched us last week, from the state of Washington all the way over to Virginia, and then your son in Florida, and all in between, and all over the state of Louisiana tuning in to watch us.
Absolutely. So, you know, we've got Menard alumni all over the country, obviously. So this is just a great way. Once we can get the message out, all of those people that have graduated here, no matter how long ago, they're going to be tuning in on Friday and Thursday nights to take this in, and it's just a great opportunity for them to be a part of Eagle Nation, you know, many miles away from the Eagle's nest.
That's right.
And so I'm very you know, I'm glad, and we're very fortunate to have you and having Doug Gann give us this opportunity to showcase our school.
And one thing we want to stress and ask, and I joke about it whenever I put out the links, and I say, please like us, even if you don't, you know, but like us and share the post, whether it's an Instagram, if somebody puts it on there, or if you're on Twitter, or if you're on YouTube or Facebook. Please take that post with the link or a post from the video that you might watch, share it, and tell people all about it. I'm putting it out on the class of 1983. We have a Facebook post that Adam McNichol started, and a lot of our folks are on that, so I push it out to there. If you're 82, if you're 74 or 60, you know, or depending on when no matter when, in the 90s, in the 2000s, if you see it, please pass it on so everybody gets the chance to be able to see it, and then like it and subscribe to either YouTube or to Boxcast or that, and you'll get notifications that we're actually, when we go live, you'll get that notification.
And tell all your friends, you know, if you live way off. I know there another alumni, 78 graduate, Paul Hood, who I'm in contact with a good bit. He lives in Ohio, and he tuned in. So, you know, those kind of guys can share with their friends, and they say, hey, Menard's on 446 Sports, you know, and if they know, they're going to tune in.
Yeah.
They're going to tune in.
So we look forward to a great season, and we're wrapping this one up. We just want to say thanks again to all of our sponsors. Thanks for everybody who tuned in and watched tonight. And remember, next Thursday, September the 1st, 7 o'clock kickoff, our plans are to be on the air at 6:45. Look for the links. We usually get the link on Monday, and we'll be pushing it out. We send it to David. We send it to Chris Gatlin, and have them send it out to all the Menard family. And then as you start to get it, like we said, just share it and pass it on and let people know. So thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Last words, David?
Yeah, just looking forward for a great season. Appreciate everybody supporting us, especially our sponsors who we couldn't do this without. And just looking for great things from our Eagles. And we'll be right back here next Thursday night at the Eagles Nest for the opening game of the season. And Friday Night Lights are back.
Amen to that. For us here, for David Perkins, I'm Tom Boucher. Thank you for tuning in. This has been Menard Eagle Football on 446 Sports.